Hi everyone, Judy Lee here, and we're going to do a journal page today. And I'm trying to get this to where y'all can see it, and I still got my coverage so that I don't get paint on my table. And so we're going to get started. I've already gessoed it with my homemade gesso and let it dry, so that y'all wouldn't have to listen to that process and make it a little bit shorter. So now my first one is napkin or tissue paper. Now I've already prepped my, or not prepped, but I took it apart. I've had this apart a couple days because I planned on using it at some point in here. Now my problem is I don't know what section I want to have to cut. If I do it this way, I'm going to have to cut some of this off. If I do it this way, I'm going to have to cut some of this off, but that's mostly train. So, I really like that though. But, we're just going to trim it straight through here. And, as you can see, I didn't prep it. I just had it cut beforehand. So we are going to cut, I think, right along here. And it doesn't matter if it's perfect, because we'll be adding other stuff. So it's probably going to get covered up. I'll put that in my little stash bowl because I can always use that. And I'll cut off whatever's necessary later. So we're going to take our, where's my big brush? There we go. My big brush, and I'm going to dampen it just a bit so that it's malleable. And it's just an old, cheap old brush from Walmart. And we are going to do this. And just put this on here. And I'm the type, I don't really care if it has a few wrinkles, because, you know, usually when you're Mod Podging something, it's going to wrinkle at some point. That doesn't bother me. If it bothers you, then be a little neater than I'm going to be putting this on. But I'm not. So, just a warning. And I'm going to set this down. This center, coming all the way down. And I'm just going to center here and then just flap it. There we go. It's pretty much wrinkle free. This one needs more Mod Podging. I didn't get quite enough on there. And then we're going to set it. I hope y'all join me and you know, try your hand at it. I mean, if you don't have this, like I say, it's glue and water. Just mix you up a little bit of glue and make it a little bit liquid so that it spreads. Otherwise, you know, because glue dries clear anyway. So just liquefy it a little bit so that it's more malleable. That's pretty much all you're doing. And, oops. And just put it down. There we go. Ta-da. And if you got a blow dryer, use that. I've got heat dryer coming up. You can flip through this until you see I'm not using the dryer anymore. Don't take but a few minutes. Or a few, yeah, about a minute, if that. But, I mean, you can always pause the video if you want to do it and just let it dry. It don't take long. My next item is going to be the doily, so I'm going to have to do the same thing. I mean, you can glue it down if you don't want to use Mod Podge and have to wait on it. That's what I used to do, but this is a lot faster, so I'm just doing this. And I don't have to have it completely dry, so I'm stopping it there. And I'm going to get my doilies. I have green and I have white, and I was like, which do I do? Because the white is so pretty, because I was going to do it like this. And Well, I don't want to do it that way. I guess like this. Now I could do it this way. I wish I could do lives, then I could ask y'all what your opinions were. Or the green. I think the white looks better. Green's just, I don't know. But let's see. I'm thinking I could do it this way. And then do this one. This way. Like I say, most of it's going to get covered up anyway. I don't really care for that. How about like this? Because I can cut that off after it dries. Maybe I need to do this one that way too. How about that? I think that looks better. We're going to do that. Okay. Oh, way too much Mod Podge. Alright. I'm going to like this. Make sure I got plenty this time. Try to make it a little arch. Yes, that was my phone. Which way did I have this? I had it like this, didn't I? Okay. Right. These go down pretty easy. If I had cloth ones that I was willing to part with, I would use those. But I don't have any except for a few that Victoria had sent me. And I'm not willing to part with those. Even though this is my good journal for next year. I just don't want to. I want to keep it. It's just quarters of the doily I had left over from another mixed media project that was in my little, some of you hadn't seen, my little stash bucket. And that's my, I use that for mixed media and card making, and or not card making, but I forgot what you call it. But anyway, dryer again, so close your ears, turn your sound off, or just zip through. Like I say, it doesn't take long. I try to make this as short as possible. It's the reason I have everything ready. Normally you don't do that with props, but I've already done these with the people, so I'm just redoing on my own in my new journal, because I usually use my old journal for props. So, what's our next prompt? Next prompt is spray ink. So I'm going to have to use this again, so there's no point in me finishing. So, spray ink. I'm going to use this. It's called Red Apple. And it's just a Simply Sheer Matte Mist watercolor. So, if you don't have something like this, take some, take I don't know, use some ink with a little bit of water and put it in a spray bottle, or you could just splatter it with, it does the same thing. It doesn't matter what you use. So I'm just going to, and, oh, too much. I didn't want to do that much. And as you see, this drips, so I'm just going to spread it. And it'll take too long to dry. So I'm going to spread this a little bit. We don't care. It's going to get covered up anyway, usually. Usually don't have to worry with that. Some on my finger. And I have a wet towel over here that I'm using. I do have wet wipes, but I don't usually use those unless, you know, I have to. I'd rather use my wet towel that's already old and it's been washed. It's just, you know, they get stained because I don't wash them right away, and I should. I said I'm going to have to get a bucket because I've noticed one lady said she has a bucket full of soapy water when she begins painting, and as soon as a towel is dirty, And if you can see my finger, it's stained. And she throws her, as she uses the rags and towels and, little things that you use, she throws them in the bucket. That way they're soaking and most of it comes out. I could bleach it. I don't like bleaching. So, yeah, I just wash them by themselves. I don't put them with my other towels and stuff. Gun again. So, close your ears, turn the sound off for a minute, or flip through. All right. Next, any kind of music pages, book pages, or dictionary pages. And you can cut them, or you can cut them, tear them. I've torn some extras. I've had these for a while, using them and mixing them. And there's dictionary, there's book, there's all kinds. So I'm just gonna drop them and we'll see where we go from there. Let's see what else we got here. I'm trying to keep them the older ones. I don't want to use the newer ones too much. I don't want to cover up too much either. So you do this the way you want. I think that's better. I don't want to cover up any of the kids and stuff. So I'm going to leave it just like this. And we're going to take our Mod Podge, our water glue, and we are going to lay these down. So all this first is you're putting down your background. And then you're just building layers. And, sometimes it looks really bad to begin with. And hopefully it'll end up looking really cute. But once you get through, if you don't like it, you can always add on. Draw, doodle, add embellishments, bling bling, stuff like that. Move that one there. And doesn't matter if they're upside down or you can read them. They'll probably be covered anyway, usually. Hopefully. Sometimes, the other night we had where we didn't get any paint whatsoever. So we couldn't cover up anything. Put that there. Won't take much. Just want to cover it so that you know it's stuck down and it won't come back up. Alright. And it is time for the gun again. So, as I said, close your ears or pause it or, whatever you want to do so you don't have to hear it. Alright, that's not quite dry, but it doesn't matter. I got to looking in metallic paint is the next thing. You can use 1, 2, 3, 4, however many colors you want to use. For this, I'm going to use metallic bright red that I got at Walmart. It's Folk Art. And I'm just going to use my hand. And I'm just going to squirt it out. Little portions. And I'm going to cover up any of the white spots because I want those covered. Not that it has to be solid. I mean, a lot of people leave their white spots. It's just according to what you want. And I'm trying to make a picture Christmas picture. So, I want to cover up as many white spots. I mean, I like the little lacy look here, so I'll probably leave that arc, and which some of it's already covered because I wasn't paying attention. I'm gonna go ahead and cover up this wording too. I like the color of it, but yeah. So you just do what you want. And I decided I was only going to use one color of metallic. I don't know. If you don't have metallic, it doesn't say acrylic, it just says metallic. So if you have metallic watercolors, metallic crayons, whatever you want to use that's metallic. It does say metallic paints. But, you know, you use what you got. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, not everybody has metallic paints, but these are only like 50 cents. Well, no, the metallics are $1 something at Walmart. And I don't think you'll find them any cheaper because they're usually kind of high. And since most of my doily is already covered, we're going to go ahead and cover it. Some of that page is not covered, so like I say, I just cut it. I did not. Usually I would tear it, but I didn't feel like taking the water and, you know, putting it alongside it to tear it off. But otherwise, I'd normally tear it so that it's uneven. I like that look. But I just happened to have done that. I think we're about done with this. So I'm going to, and it's almost dry. It dries pretty fast. So I'm not, I don't think I'm going to dry it this time. It's pretty much dry, so we're going to put that. I've got a metallic box. I'll put all my metallics and and my whites and blacks in here because that way I know where they're at and I ain't going to dig through my stuff. I have a stash of colors here. Most of them are fall colors because I've been doing fall. So we're going to leave this. And the next thing on my mixed media is a stencil. So I have this stencil, which I have not taken the white paint off. That's because I don't care. It wipes off really easy, and it's a light coating. So I'm going to make some snow. Little balls of snow. And I have a... and normally you would wash these out after you use them. It's just those makeup things. Mine's kind of stiff because my lazy self did not, so I'm just making it pliable, did not wash these out. And I've got a whole bag of them. And I just stuff them back in here. And I keep saying, okay, I'm going to go and soak them. So after today, I will put them in soak. And then rinse them out and let them dry. But it doesn't matter if they're a little bit wet. And my little things over here. It's just what a stencil was on. And it's just something I can wipe stuff off of. So we're going to get rid of the glue. And my gun. And we're going to put this here. And we're going to take some of white paint. And it's just the cheap stuff. The Apple Barrel, Snow White, matte acrylic paint. And we're just going to put a little bit here. I don't really need that much. But I have an old book that's sitting right above me. And I'm going to use it as a journal at some point. So, no, babe, you're going to turn my thing off. He's sitting on top of my computer desk. Alright, here we go. So we are going to take my little stencil, and you can use any kind of thing. Make your own stencil. Cut out some hearts on a sheet of paper, and then set it down. Take a hole puncher, punch out holes on a piece of cardboard or cardstock or whatever you have. Cereal box. Put that down, and hey, you don't want much on it. As you can see, I've pretty much kind of dampened it off because I don't want them too bright because you'd have to dry them, and it takes forever. And on this paint, it's going to show up anyway. And I don't care if we go over the kids because the snow's falling. Hey. Okay, now I'm going to move over here, and I'm going to kind of swishy-swashy, because I don't want it all in a row, and run it out. Looking to see if there's any that ain't quite covered, and see how that does. It looks like snow falling down. Better do it a little bit right there. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Kind of covered up. It won't cover them completely. It just looks like snow falling. So, yeah, kind of zigzag it. Get some more. And zigzag over here. And ta-da! Oh, this one ain't got no spots at all. So we're going to join them. There we go. A couple here. Missing up here, ain't it? I'm looking at the camera so that I can see what you're seeing, which is that I'm missing a whole lot. And I did have enough. Okay, I think that looks okay. It'll be fine. I'm going to be covering it with more stuff because we have between 9 and 12 items, and we're only on number 6. So, yeah, we're just going to set that to the side and put this over here to dry. My next thing is circles. But before I do that, I'm going to take my little towel and I'm going to wipe this off. And circles can be made with anything circular. So I'm going to take one of my little bottles and pop the lid off. And I'm going to use that to make some tiny circles. Because the circles are going to be used with green to keep in the Christmas. Could have done yellow, I guess, because there's some yellow, but that's a old gold is what color I would assume that is. So we're going to pour a little bit out. I don't want a lot of circles because I don't want it to look, too bad, because I like the way it's looking right now. So I really don't want to do this, but that's the way mixed media goes. So I'm going to do it. And I'm just going to randomly hike them together. I like the way that looks, the way the chain type thing is, and I messed up on that one. I'm going to put a note. There we go. I got to have a chain. I'm sorry. I'm going to put some here. Over here. No, it's not on the girl. It's above her. I'm trying to do it above them. Like it's going off of the page. And it's hard to do when you got a spiral. I think that's enough. I don't want to, and it's no, you don't have to put, you can put as many or at least you want. I could have just done 2 and done with it. And I'm going to take my little book that I'm going to make a journal out of this. So I'm using this to make, I'm just putting extra stuff on it. And that's going to be my background. And so when I start my journal, I've already got some backgrounds going. And that's a stencil you see hanging out there that I used in another mixed media project that I didn't film. And I put it in there so that it would stay straight. Because it was, it's real light. Oops. Uh-oh. Hold on a minute. Dropped it. Pick it up. I'm trying to get rid of this. And what I may do is just take it, and that's enough. I ain't gonna work with this no more. And I just I use every piece of paint I can. So I'm just sprinkling that on there. I'm gonna take this sheet next to it. And these are, I have glued 2 pages together. And I have read this book, so I don't want to hear any fussing about people fussing at me about using an old book. Because I have torn some of the pages out and used them. And I'm going to wipe the rest of this over here on my towel. And I don't mind the towels being dirty because, I mean, it shows that I've done something. I'm going to put this back on, that spray. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to take it and just smear. And that'll be start of a background. Because I may put tissue paper over it or whatever, or I may even put a whole piece of cardstock on it. But, yeah, that's, I don't want to use, waste up my paint. So I do that. Usually I have a piece of paper, extra paper. But I didn't. And we're going to wash this off. Yes, it stains, but hey, it's clean. To use for next thing. Alright, next thing is household stamps. So that is anything that you can take from your home and use. This is my favorite household thing, except for, and what I just did with the circles, that's a household item. You can redo it and use a different color and do circles again. But I'm not going to do it. Because I'm going to use metallic blue sapphire that I got from Walmart. And I'm going to use this, which is a piece of the rubber stuff that you put in your shelves so that your stuff don't move. And I cut it. I had some left over from when we moved in, and I went and got it, and I cut me a square out, and I've got plenty more. When this one gets to where it's stained, they do stain easy. Excuse me. Yeah, sometimes I sneeze
when he's around. And I just take it and I usually just put my finger in here and pick a corner that I like because there's different textures. And I want them kind of open so that y'all can see them really well. But I'll put it up so y'all can see. And you just take and put your paint down. When I use this is what I do. I'll spread my ink or paint. You can use ink. You can use anything. Ink pads. You can dab it through it. You can dab through it, which is what most people do. But I like to just take it and do this and stamp. Because, oh, this is the wrong thing. I wasn't going to use this. Oh, well. That's okay. It's fine. Blue is okay. Blue is okay. We're not going to use much. We're just going to kind of put it here and yonder. So, I don't know what this is supposed to be. It's just, I mean, that's just the way it makes me itch. I'll show it to you in just a minute so you can see. Peace. I think that's enough, don't you? I think that's enough. And I'm going to show you if I can get it to focus so you can see through the textures. It's not just a blob, it's got the texture of that. Yeah. Alright. I don't want to take forever. This is already almost 30 minutes, so I'm not going to do that again in my book. I'll save it and do it in a minute. The next thing is splatter. And I'm going to make me, I'm going to put them up. Let me get those. If you watched my Dollar Tree haul, you saw these little bowls. And that's what these are good for, is things like this. To make splatter. Now I could pour out some of my sprays, but I don't have a white spray, and I want to make to where it looks like snow splatter. So I'm going to take a little bit of my off. No? Okay. Sorry. It has a little bit of glycerin, a little bit of alcohol, and I'm just spraying one little spray to make it liquidy. I have a toothbrush, an old toothbrush. As you can see, it's stained up because I use it for doing this. And you just kind of stir it up, and then you put a little bit on your brush. I didn't soak it. Soak it in your brush, and ta-da! You just splatter. The further away you get, the smaller they are. And I put way too many on here, but oh well. I'm done with that. And towel. Okay, so we've done the splatter. And I need to dry that, so I'm sorry, but here goes the gun again. Not gonna do it too long, but all right, back again. All right, I'm going on my own, and I am going to do because the next is blue, and I've already used blue, so I'm not going to use blue again. So instead of blue, I'm going to go with gold, because if I'd have known blue was going to be on here, I would have used the gold for the household. So now I'm going to use gold and make a border. Ugh, come on. We're just going to put it on my paper. There we go. And I'm just going to take my finger, and I'm going to start at the edge, and we're just going to wipe it across. And this is a metallic gold. That's what it's called. And we're just going to put it across here so that it's pretty and shiny. And it makes it like a frame. That's what I want my border to do, is look like a frame. And to frame my picture out. We only have one more to go. And I know what that is, so it does not matter. And by the way, when cards come up and they say blue or green, if they don't have any specifics, like the metallic paint, if it says metallic, you could have used anything metallic, metallic jewelry type pieces, metallic papers, metallic pencils, pens, any of that stuff. So for blue, if it comes up blue, which it did, I would have used it for probably the border. Which I didn't pay attention, or I wouldn't have used the blue to begin with. I would have used this for the splotches, and I'd have used blue for the border, which was the plan, but everything changes. So I'm trying to use all this. And as I said, I do it with my finger. It's not perfect. And I don't want it to be perfect. This is for me. It's not a journal I'm giving anyone. This is mine. And I'm keeping the back. For those who don't know, the back is going to be my journaling space. And I'll doodle and draw and put my journaling instincts on here. I'm doing 55 weeks. This is my 52 week journal for next year. So I'm trying to get the pages finished
And this is the page is number 38. So I'm trying to, I think that's what it was. So I've only got 12 more pages to go, and I'm finished. I want a little bit more there. I know I'm taking a lot of your time, but like I said, you can fly through this because you can fast forward it and just watch the parts that you want. I don't expect anyone to sit here and just watch the whole thing unless you want to follow me and do some mixed media yourself in a journal, or heck, take a cereal box, cut it up, and use the inside part to make your own photo mixed media project. I've used them, and then I cut them up, and it makes a hard ATC. You can always cover up the back with some pretty paper or paint that side. You know, just whatever you want to do. It's yours. You do what you want. That's the whole point. Everybody is an individual, and everybody has different ideas about what they want. Now, my last prompt is white. White, and it's just white. So that means anything white. You can use paint. You can use splatter. You can use gesso. You can use anything. But today, I'm going to use these Christmas, and I got them for 40 cents at, what is this, Hobby Lobby or Target, or I don't know, somewhere. Make It Christmas Parts for Holiday Projects. And it's just paper snowflakes. So, I'm going to use a few of these to put on here. I may cover up the blue things with them. You can always hide your oh, these are plastic. They're not. I thought they were paper. They're plastic. They're shiny on one side. Or on both sides. Okay. But I'm going to use glue for these. Not going to use because they're small. And I'm just going to put a dot wherever I want. Where do I want this? Let's put the first one here. And I keep my glue, this kind of glue in the tube, upside down. Because otherwise you'll sit there and wait forever for it to come down where you want it. Yeah, we're going to cover up that blue. And that blue will just bring out the white on these. So, kind of emphasizes the white. So it's okay. You'll still see the blue, but hey, it don't matter. This is for me, and I'll be looking at it next year. Probably during the fall, but that's okay. It's okay. I'm trying to make sure it's just a single and not double. Yeah, we're going to cover up these blues, and then I might add a few others to kind of even it out. Let's get another one. And then I won't bother y'all with drying it and putting on my matte medium. I do use a decoupage glue sealer to cover it up after it's dried completely. And then once I dry it, it seals it. And it makes it so pretty, and it's pliable. You can move the page. It makes it feel sort of rubbery. And I love it because it, you know, it seals everything down. All these will be down. You won't have to worry about them, you know, coming off or any of that stuff. And your paint and stuff will last forever. Oh, I guess I didn't glue that one. I thought I glued it. But yeah, that's it. This is all I'm going to do. So I'm just going to finish it. You're welcome to just click me off if you want. I mean, I fast forward through when people are drying when I'm watching them. So I don't, you know, it doesn't bother me at all. I mean, you're watching it, so that's all that matters. If you don't watch all of it, that's fine too. You know, it's your choice. I'm not going to force you to do anything. But I would like for someone to try some of these and, you know, show me that you made a video, and I'll go and watch it. I love watching people make stuff, and like I say, I mean, I'll fast forward through the drying process, but I'll watch everything else. And I don't think we really have to add any more spice. I think it looks pretty good, don't you? You can't really see the picture anymore. Well, I can. I'll turn it around so y'all can see. You can see it still yet upside down. So you can see everything. It just looks like a lot of snow and maybe a winter blizzard coming through there. But you can see everything. And I think it turned out pretty good. Put it down so y'all can see it a little bit better. And that's my finished project for today. I'll be doing some more, but they'll be going out for the rest of the week. And hopefully they'll be shorter. Most of the time there's not that many. This was just one that was a lot. I could have stopped when I did the splatter, and I'd have been fine. You can do as many or as less as you want when you're doing it on your own. When I'm watching a group and they're doing the mixed media mash or sticks or whatever they call it, mania, I follow their prompts and I do them exactly the way they need them to be done. And then I've wrote them down, and then I just redo them on my own. But I watched pretty good many, so I can't tell you every one of them that I watch, but I have mentioned a couple of people that that I do. So, I mean, these are not my prompts. These are other people's prompts, and I just take the list and I make my own prompt. I'll take like one or two from one person, one or two from another person, and make my own. And like I say, I wanted to make a Christmas one this time, so I kind of got everything together that I thought I might use that was Christmassy. The next one may be a fall. You never know. But I do want to do a lot of Christmassy ones, even though this is, when I do my journaling, this is going to be in the fall. This is probably going to be about September. But, oh well, you know, that's the way it goes. It doesn't really matter to me what's on the front, because I'll be journaling. And I forgot to put my paper under here. Please don't do that. When you do this, have a piece of paper under here, so that your pages don't stick. But if you're doing it on a piece of cardboard or something like that, you ain't got to worry about it. But when you got it in a book, you definitely have to have something under here. And that's the first time I've ever forgot to do that. Where is my paper anyway? I don't even know where my paper is. I normally have it right here. I just had it a few minutes ago. I don't know what I did with it. But anyway, I'm going to get off here. This is my finished product. I'm proud of it. I love it. It's not exactly the way I envisioned. And I may have to put some more glue. I don't think I put enough dollop. But I think it turned out pretty good. And talk to y'all later. Bye. Please thumbs up or down. I don't care which.